Hey everyone, hope all is well. Well, if you're like me and haven't really been staying up on the news all that often, you definitely will be pleasantly surprised by some of the things that are happening. As I've talked about before, when I've lived in a place like Seattle, because generally, it's a very liberal part of the country. So many there has been a massive shift, a split in with your energy healers, your naturopaths. So many of them have fallen for the things that have occurred over the last 3 years. And why is this important? It's because so many of these people have old-rooted foundations in spirituality influenced by the New Age community. That's just what I'm going to label it because it's a little bit easier that way. But they're the people that will believe in the Dalai Lama and Mother Theresa. I just saw an email come through about a month ago from Sam Jeppy, who is a Vedic astrologer in San Francisco. And I, when I was really into astrology back in like 2012 and 13 and studying it, I followed a lot of his work, and I thought his work was really great, and that none of this denounces his abilities as an astrologer, but he's always been very, very liberal. And so you tend to have this attachment to the one side of the spectrum when you live out in the West Coast, because people think that is the light, when in reality it's the false light. So if you're not really familiar with what's happened over the last couple days, is that the Dalai Lama kissed a boy on public television. Even CNN and BBC and everybody's talking about it. Basically, this video is that he asks this little Indian boy to suck his tongue. And so he sticks his tongue out like this and moves forward, and the little boy ends up kissing it. And first of all, the Dalai Lama is a Freemason. That's pretty evidently clear. I'll probably make the thumbnail to this video to have, the two pictures of the Dalai Lama, getting his tongue sucked, and then his little Masonic symbolism. And so, if you know anything about Freemasonry, this is the epitome of anything on this planet. It's just it's the lowest of the low. It's the most disgusting place you can go, perverted place you can go is into the Masonic realm. So if your little Buddhist believers or your little friends who are still looped up in spirituality and think that everything over the last 3 years has been great, because remember, the Dalai Lama signed up to get it, and he also encouraged a bunch of people to get it for, the betterment of humanity and to save other people by sacrificing yourself. It's it's just really, really important to know or start to strike up these conversations with people, or at least even post about it, because it's fucking disgusting. Even if you're an atheist, in what reality, when a grown man, I don't know how old he is, he looks like he's in his 70s or his 80s, wiggles his little tongue with, like, I don't know, the kid's face is blurred out in all these videos, but the kid looks maybe under 10 years old, is sitting on his lap and goes over and tries to kiss and suck his tongue. I mean, in the video that I'll link below, you can hear the Dalai Lama asking him that. So that should be a snap, like a rubber band. It should snap these people out of it. Be like, what is going on? Because Buddhism also has a lineage of rape. In ancient tantric Buddhism, from what I've learned through people on Telegram that I've communicated with, who've done extensive travels in Tibet and Nepal, is that back in the day, if you were either like a lower caste woman or just a woman that wasn't really prized by your family, you would be sent off to these little ashrams, if that's what they were, to be the tantric sex slaves. So I probably should double check my messages on Telegram about that. But anyways, some of these people were with the whole propaganda in the 90s, like free Tibet, it's this infiltration of Buddhism on the masses in Western society has not been good. I'm also going to link below. I hope I can find it, because the last time I tried looking for it, I had to like cavity search the internet. But there is a woman who's talked about breaking out of, she's an ex-Buddhist, and talks about how Buddhism a lot of times is mind control. And a lot of this mind control leads women to doing things that they don't want to do with all these lamas and you know, Buddhist monks and stuff. It's, you know, they're like little sex puppets for the pleasure of the monk or the lama, basically. So your little lama lickers, they're, you know, they're not that precious and zenned out that they're like. Oh shit, I don't know if I finished my thought on Sam Jeppy, the astrologer. Basically, I saw about a month ago in one of his newsletters was that he quoted Mother Teresa and how, you know, through this star alignment that was happening, we could become more pure human beings like Mother Teresa. They probably don't know. I didn't even know until maybe 2020, until somebody pointed it out to me, that Mother Teresa was involved in charge of human sex trafficking. I mean, sure, you can look at her face next to Fauci and you're like, that looks like a descendant there, but that's not the point of this video. But a lot of these very good-hearted spiritual people who still believe in the bullshit that's going on today are not necessarily bad or evil people. They have a genuine a compassion for humanity or for the betterment of humans, but they don't know because they've been taught through all these Dalai Lama books and everything else that these people, and you know, Mother Teresa helping everybody, they don't see that these are wolves in sheep's clothing or predators who have been preying on the weak. And usually the weak are those more morally and mentally broken human beings that are just trying to find some health and healing to get better in life. It's why the yoga sex scandals have been so big in places like India, is because you have a lot of broken Western women running off to India to try to find themselves. And you have a lot of genuine yoga gurus who take advantage of these women because they are the easiest ones to prey upon, because they're already in a weakened state. So, you know, even in an atheist society, like, isn't that just weird that the Dalai Lama just sticks his little tongue out and asks a little boy to kiss it or suck it? Seems a little bit weird. Doesn't even seem remotely normal. I don't know, weird world we live in, but it might be worth sharing to the people who still believe that these human beings are, you know, enlightened little light workers in humanity. And maybe it'll start to open their eyes to realize, hey, you know, Freemasonry isn't some bullshit conspiracy fucking theory. This stuff's been around for hundreds of years. Rudolf Steiner was in a secret society. I don't remember which one. I'd have to look it up. But, you know, secret societies and all this, you go to Yale, President Bush was a part of one. So none of these things are actually really secret. They're not secret. They're more discreet. Discreet societies, that's what they are. So, you know, maybe seeing this, you know, this video with the Dalai Lama will either do one of two things. People will either normalize it because, you know, the PEDOs have been getting normalized. Yeah. And, or this will, you know, be another shock to the system to kind of wake them up. So I don't even know if I can show this because I'm doing this on my video, but let's see. I'll just link this below. Oh, I can't. I don't think I could do it. Yeah, and it's just, you know, people cheering, thinking like, oh, that's so cute and stuff like that. No, it's pretty disgusting. Let's see. I think the light's not good. But yeah, well, anyways, I'll link it below. You can check it out. I do all this off my phone, so I don't know how to do any like screen sharing or anything because I live in like 1942 where I still use pen and paper. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.